welcome to another episode of Legion Elite Motorsports. I'm your host Isaiah, and today we're going to have some more VR4 fun. So let's get to it. Okay, so we have the proper starter, and we're going to pop it in. This is going to be pretty much a mixed video because it's not going to take too much to pop the starter back in. Be done with that in a couple minutes, but we're also going to finish up the StarQuest help on this episode. So it's going to be a blend of the two. Still should be nice. So we're going to start by getting this bad boy back in this position. All right, everything under here is still loose. So we're going to put her in position. Of course, anyone who owns these cars knows it's a two-handed job. So I'm just going to explain what's going to happen, and I'm going to get it done off camera and take it from there. So I'm going to slide the starter in through this hole, put it in position, walk both of the bolts in, this guy and the one above it, and tighten it down, button this piece back on, plug this part back into the starter, tighten the drain line back in position, and fill it up with oil and give it a start. So it's going to be simple as that. So I'll be right back. So we got the two bolts plugged in there, and let me see if I can see it. Up top, we have the power connected there, including the wire to start it there. And we also have the drain line plugged back in. Those are 10 millimeter. On the new starter, instead of 12 millimeter, it's 13 millimeter. Then 14 for bolt 1 and 2. And on topic but off topic, tool related I should say, I think every tool box should have one of these. Stanley. And what this is it's a ratchet. So you can set it to tighten or loosen. And what happens is in tight spots, you can turn it like this. You see that? And it's on righty-tighty. So whether you go forwards like this or backwards, it still goes the proper way. This thing comes in handy in really tight spaces, so I think this should be in every VR4 owner's toolbox. I picked this one up from Walmart. I don't know if they still have this in their tool section, but I picked this up, gotta be more than 3-4 years. But this thing's awesome. It's never broken on me, and yeah, definitely can't put a price on that, but this thing is awesome. So yeah, moving on. Now we're going to add oil to the VR4, put it back on the floor, and start it up. Okay, so oil is in. Next, we're going to connect the negative terminal to the battery and cross my fingers and hope she starts and it's not another issue. So let's do it. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure she's in neutral. Alrighty. Clutch in. Okay, that's not good. So it seems the starter starts, but not grabbing the flywheel. Yes, that's just my luck. Okay. Okay, so I went to a local store that had one in stock. Popped it in so you guys wouldn't have to sit there and see the same routine over and over. And let's see if she'll start. I connected the battery, everything's ready to go. Oil in the car. Alrighty. Clutch in. Perfect. Ah, it's alive. Oil pressure's looking great. Clear that up so you can actually see it. Yep, so we're good to go. So now, that's a shut case for now, but we have a new product. Excuse me, not a new product, but a mail call for a part that we've been waiting for the Silver Starion. So let me show you what that is. Okay, here she is. This is for the Silver Starion. Something a little bit more beefy and something that'll give you good feedback. So here's the part number. I like the packaging, very nice, very sleek. So we're just gonna slide this out. Two-handed job, hold on one second. Okay, so we got it out the sleeve and, ooh, that's nice. Some stickers, instructions. Now, I wanna make sure that this is the proper one for the Starion. So I have over here an original. So I'm just gonna match this up, make sure everything is right. Okay, so we're gonna put it on top and we're gonna match everything up. Make sure that everything is in the right area, which it is, same diameter. Boom, boom, boom. Probably scooch it over just a little bit there. But all of the nuggets are in the same place, including the bolt holes. So everything is looking like a perfect match. And yeah, we're gonna upgrade from that garbage broken one to ACT. So I'm going to get this one prepped. We're still waiting for the throwout bearing. Remember, it has to be a Koyo unit. All right, so yeah, waiting for that. Gives you instructions. It's pre-lubricated so it doesn't rust. Basic stuff, so you use some brake cleaner before you install it. And yeah, good to go. All right, so moving on to the next thing. And we have another package for the Silver Starion. Well, this is definitely not. Okay, let's open it up. Oh, I need my razor blade. Okay. Oh yeah, perfect. So my innovative one that I had crapped out on me a while ago. So the tune that's on my silver car hasn't been refreshed or anything like that in a while. So I plan on giving it a little extra attention. That's the innovative wideband right there. So that one's gonna come out. AEM is gonna go in, and hopefully it'll be a lot more precise than that one. I just had a lot of issues with it, but AEM's here for the rescue, so boom. So I want to show you guys this rust, and it's leaking down all over the JDM taillights, which is no good. So I'm definitely gonna pull these taillights out, but this trunk is really bad. And I actually have another trunk if we go this way, putting a little charge on it. But I have another trunk, but I'm worried about using it because it doesn't have the accessories for the spoiler, and my active aero does work. So I'm trying to keep that. Also, you know, there's no tint on this glass, so there's that. I hope that wiper motor works. And everything else looks like it's pretty good. There's no rust on this one, but there is a little bit on the rear lid, which is cleanable. Doesn't look nearly as bad as the one that's actually on the car. So next, I was able to pick up some more parts. So I have a full dash here. This is actually the back side, but you can see the vents and everything. And I'm gonna show you guys the front side of that in a second. But besides that, I have this panel here. The two pieces that I'm missing right here for the side. I hope it's the same color because I heard this came in a couple different colors. And then I have a new armrest. Well, not new, but new to me. And a lot of random goodies that the guy just kind of put in here. I see a lot of screws. I'm definitely gonna need these because the screws on this car, in certain areas, not everywhere, but in certain areas, is kind of demolished, melted, rust gone. So my plan is to continue to get more parts and fix these problems before it spreads, because it seems to be just on the bracket. Everything around it, like this area and all of the red, doesn't have nearly as much rust as that. So good thing he gave me some screws, and this looks like a, maybe it's for the trunk, I don't know. Not using that, but more miscellaneous parts, spring hangers and latches. These are in really good condition, so these latches will definitely be used. More parts and lots of pieces. A center console. I got a window washer bottle. I have the carpet, and let me swing it around so you guys can see the dash here. So she's running 100% better. I also want to ask you guys what the stock oil pressure is on these guys, because I have an aftermarket gauge, and boy, let me tell you, that thing dips low and it gets me extremely nervous. So definitely need to check that out. But so I got a full dash, and it's got all of the original plugs, everything nice and clean. And my dash is not that bad, so I don't know if I'm gonna use it. But if any of you guys need the dash, let me know, because you could probably pick that one up for a good price. So I got these covers. I have to fix this one because they put this aftermarket switch, which probably goes to the nitrous they had in here. And then I'm not sure if this one works, but I'm gonna test that. This works. Ashtray, of course, that's good. Armrest is not that bad. It's not broken. So I'm going to leave that alone. I'm still missing rear seats. Definitely gonna need rear seats. Carpet, I think I have that part under control, I think, but we'll definitely see. So I got a little bit of parts, you know, to say the least. We're definitely gonna start installing this soon because I want to make sure whatever's missing is fixed and what's there is working, and kind of take it from there. But I definitely want to see this active aero do its thing. So I'm going to put the key in on position. Like that. And push this button, which is still connected, and see how that active aero is working. Oh yeah, that works perfectly. Now it gets a little noisy when you try to set it back. Amp's starting clicking a little bit. But it does go back to rest. And I'm pretty sure it's because the bar, I think it's underneath this panel, is a little rusted, to say the least. Can we see it? Let me see if I can get a light on the subject. But I definitely want to save this spoiler, maybe do some modifications to it in the future. But let's get some light on it and see if we can take a look under here. Yeah, so that bar right there is a little rusted. So it makes a little bit of noise going down, but it does go down. I don't want to break it. So if you can probably hook me up with another one out there, anyone, anybody, that'd be awesome. And then for the trunk, I want to keep everything original, so have to take this guy off. This guy is all rusted. I'm gonna pull the window out because that's still good. And then I'm gonna throw away this trunk because this trunk is rusted throughout the whole thing. So yeah, there's some plans for this car and they're gonna be huge, but I wanna start from original first. So I wanna get this thing back to running like a normal car and then start modifying from there. Also, let's see if we can clear it up. So those two gauges not working on the right were placed over here and everything, and I want to place these over there. So these original white cards are going to be up for sale, and I'll pretty much take it from there. But definitely want to take those out and replace them all with aftermarket gauges, most likely with the same information boost and oil pressure. The temperature does work, so we're going to leave that one there. Well, I'm going to take that one out too, but I'm going to get an aftermarket gauge and see if I can kind of put it in there. And same deal for this. Let me show you the rest of the parts because there are more. But I have a non-turbo gauge cluster I picked up, and I'm hoping I can use the non-turbo gauge cluster to fix this turbo gauge cluster, because I believe, and I could be wrong, that it has the original 74,000 miles on it. So I want to kind of keep that there and keep it going. And yeah, get everything working. But currently the RPM gauge and the mile per hour gauge does not work at all. Okay, so the rest of the stuff I got is the bezel that goes around the gauges, a gas door. I guess this will come in handy at some point. We have a rear view mirror. We got a vent. Got the switches. Got the horn set up, which is good because mine looks atrocious. This is 1,000 times better than mine. So I have this piece. Also have, and remember this is all non-turbo equipment. So I also have this gauge pack, and yeah. And yet, so I got that. I got, I think this is a rear wiper motor. Either the front or the rear, either way I need this because the front doesn't work at all. And I think the arms are off track, so I have to do that. This is the inner glove box part. So I got a lot of good parts. The person who hooked me up with this gave me the whole lot of parts, and there's actually more. I'm gonna show you guys in just a second. But he gave me the whole lot of parts for 200 bucks, which is a great price. And then he gave me this, which is glove box stuff, e-brake, which I don't need, but you know, long story short, just a lot of good parts. There's more down here: wiper arms, fuses, relays, ignition bezel, the little piece that goes around the key start, and everything. So there's a lot of good parts. And last but not least, the non-turbo speedometer and RPM, everything like that. So 117,000 miles, that's not too bad. But I have this. Hopefully I could use this to repair my current one. On the back, I have to make sure the speedometer cable is not popped. If it is a cable, I'm not too sure. Yeah, it looks like a cable. All right, so yeah. More parts, more goodies. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and found it useful. It's a lot of help that's going to be needed getting parts for this VR4, but hopefully you guys are able to point me in the right direction. But yes, more videos to come, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell icon, and I'll see you next episode. And hope for something more. Live if you really want to.